Yeah.
We're live! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the chat about some stuff and some things. We're talking about what we did over the new year, what we're excited for. Sorry, during the New Year's break. No one's here anyways. I can mess up as much as I want. What we did over the break and what we're looking forward to doing this year of 2023. So let's start with Emma, who's on my right here. Just sort of how's it going? How did the break go for you? What media and or books did you enjoy over the break? Let us know.
Yeah, I had a pretty good break. It got really cold in Florida and my heat broke, so that was not as fun. But I feel like that stole a couple days from me because I just didn't want to move or do anything. And I was communicating with my landlord and stuff. But let's see, I got a PS5 during our hiatus, so been playing some video games. Been playing Horizon Zero Dawn mostly. And I'm still reading Fellowship of the Rings. That's the main thing I've been reading lately. I also read Pride and Prejudice over the break. Just been reading lots of older books lately. Stuff I haven't read in a long time. Trying to think what else I did. I watched Bad Sisters on Apple TV at Megan's recommendation, and it was amazing. Yes. Yeah, those are the main highlights I can think of.
What about you, Kelly?
My break was chaotic. I don't feel like I got a ton of break. Kids off school, but their parents not off work kind of stuff. And then house renovations, always a good time. Just a lot going on. So
yeah,
I feel like I'm still catching up on all of the stuff I wanted to have done over the break. But I also didn't read any books. But Glass Onion was great. That was definitely a highlight. I was worried Emma was going to use it. I'm like, that's all I got.
I totally forgot. And I just watched it last weekend.
So good.
Really, really good. Maybe, I don't know if I like it better than Knives Out. Possibly. We'll see how it holds up on rewatches. But
I really liked it in rewatch. Yeah. It was very clever in the rewatch, I thought.
I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it here because it's only been out for long. But there was one thing in particular that I liked that I'll tell you in post chat.
Nice. How about you, Megan?
Pretty good break. Yeah, I didn't finish any books over break, but I'm still reading The Two Towers. Also still reading The Priory of the Orange Tree, my two big fantasy novels that I'm just very slowly working my way through. And then I started reading The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, and that's been really good so far. I'm listening to the audiobook of it, and there's a podcast element, and it's a fully produced podcast in the audiobook, which is really cool. I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once for the first time.
I still really want to see that.
It was so good. I know everyone's known for a year that it's so good, but it was so good. And watched Bad Sisters, started watching Servant, just a lot of media over the break. It's been a really good break.
Nice.
Actually, I forgot something I'd started to watch. It's a bit unusual for me that my husband and I are watching Welcome to Wrexham, which is kind of real life Ted Lasso almost. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney on a soccer team. So it's a 19 episode or something, a longer series documentary about the process of buying it and the first season and how it's going. It all looks a lot like Ted Lasso. So.
You can pretend like it is until there's more Ted Lasso.
And I felt like I knew what it all meant with the different tiers of the league and stuff. I'm I am familiar with this sport. So it was a good time.
Recognize things. I had a similar experience with the break as Kelly did. It felt like chaos. My husband and I were joking the fact that we feel like break is getting back to work and school. It wasn't just having our 5-year-old home. It was also just that it felt a lot like we're seeing family over here. We're seeing family over here. We're not even that far away. It's not a huge drive. It was just somebody else and something else going on every day is what it felt like. I did get to watch Glass Onion. I really, really liked that. I watched that Christmas Eve. And then I also have been rewatching Z Nation on Netflix. Because season 5 is on and there's a bunch of really cool new characters and I'm excited, but then they're also pulling it down January 23rd. So I'm just like trying to marathon
Watch
it
fast.
Yeah, there's like 5 seasons and I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to watch back to back to get it before it leaves.
Will it not be popping up anywhere else maybe? Like usually if someone loses the rights, someone else buys them?
I'm hoping, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not taking any chances. I'm just
A lot of streaming is in shambles right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then I did read one book over the break and I immediately, like I was saying with pre-chat, I immediately forgot the name of it. It was like a high fantasy one. I didn't love it, but it was one of those things where I'm like, I started it, I'm just gonna finish it. So I don't know why I do that to myself, but yeah.
Oh, I finished the second draft of my vampire book over the break.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's a big deal.
I did. Yeah,
That's
I finished
awesome.
that. So, and then
Yay.
figured out all the things I needed to do before I wanted to send it to beta readers. And then we left to visit family for New Year's and it all just ground to a halt.
Yeah. I definitely didn't get, I think I got one writing session in over the break and that was about it. Hello everybody in the comments. Welcome. Let us know how your break went, what you got up to, what we're doing in the new year. I figure, I don't know, we talked a little bit about New Year's goals and stuff. But I guess we could talk about how it's going so far. I mean, we're back at work, we're back, in our regular lives a bit. I
don't think when we last talked about goals, I decided that I'm walking to Mordor this year, but I'm walking to Mordor this year and I'm pumped about it.
I finished the first leg of that 2 nights ago. So now I'm on the fellowship leg, which is a lot of miles. So
yeah.
For anyone worked out for like
you go first. This makes more sense.
They're talking about what's it? It's on your Fitbit technically.
The Conqueror Challenge.
Yeah. It's like an internet / Fitbit type of thing where you walk to, it maps out how far you're walking and like compares it to like, oh, you've walked to the Shire, you've walked to Mordor. So in case people really think Kelly thinks she's actually walking to Mordor or something.
Apparently it's the equivalent of like Toronto to Yellowknife, which is like up above Erin's part of the country.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And they do have options for 2 of the races where you can do an abridged one. But it is
the whole thing.
It's a little pricey. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna like pay a lot of money, then I want to walk the actual amount of miles.
I wanted to make it a challenge. Like I looked at my Fitbit for last year and figured out like what my average amount of walking was. And so if I did the long ones, it would be about double. And I did not work that hard to be active last year. So I figured that sounds fair.
I think I'm going to get a little under the bike desk thing because you can get those for like $35 online.
Good idea.
I could probably find one for even cheaper on like Facebook Marketplace.
Will your Fitbit know about it though?
I can tell it that I did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way to keep track on the machine or does it not have that function?
Yeah, it'll tell you like how many rotations you did, and there are converters.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I think there's a converter in the Fitbit.
That's cool.
Yeah, I probably won't get to it this year, but in order to save money on buying all 5, I did like a package deal, which got 5, and then I got one free one. And so I'm doing the like walk the length of the UK one, like eventually next year, whatever. But it has a Street View equivalent, so you can like follow along.
I've seen people post about those.
That seems really cool. This is what I need to exercise. This is why it's worth investing in for me. I need it to be something more than just good job self.
And if you walk fast enough and catch up to where I am, then we can start a fellowship and then our miles help each other.
I need Canada to thaw a little bit. I have like, it is not, I have considered of like, I can catch her. I'll find her. It's really cold here right now. So
can you buy a secondhand treadmill or would you have no room?
We
your
have a
place?
treadmill. We have no room.
Oh, okay. Because I have one of those little. It's a garbage treadmill, and I hate it. And it's probably a bit dangerous because once in a while it's so cheap that it like the tread slips, and I'm like, at some point it's gonna comically fling me backwards off of the treadmill and into the other part of our garage. But for now, it's like a fold up one. So like when you're not using it, you just fold it up. So it's like actually really skinny. And then fold it down when you walk. And I used to do about 10,000 a day. I don't anymore. But one thing I was like swearing to myself this year is that I was going to do something about like how sore I always am. Because I feel like I do this all day, right? And so my neck and shoulders are always sore. So that was like one of my 2023 resolutions. And I've been going to hot yoga at least twice a week. And it's been so nice and so sweaty and really close to people, which I don't like. But if I sign up for a class and they charge me $10 if I don't show up, then I know I will show up.
Yeah.
So
that was the same as like why I invested in this challenge. Like I need to be actually invested. I need to lose
exactly.
If I don't.
Exactly. There needs to be some kind of like not physical, but like tangible consequences and or reward.
Yeah, I want a medal.
Yes.
A physical medal
do.
sent to your house. Yeah.
A very cool medal.
I don't
only
know
reason
why
I signed up.
I don't know why that doesn't motivate me.
Oh,
I don't know
it
why.
motivates me so much.
It showed up in the mail and I was like, what's this? It's a paperweight. Like what do I do with it? I don't know why.
You possess it like the One Ring.
You post on social media to gloat about your achievement.
Yes.
Oh, I guess, yeah. I guess I need to be more gloaty.
Yes.
That's what Instagram
Other people
is
are like,
for.
oh, look at her. She is active.
She walked.
And is
Walk to
also a
Mordor.
big nerd. But I assume your friends already know that about you.
Yeah. I don't hang out with non-nerds. And Griswold says, I added a new user to my computer that isn't logged into the site to suck my time and attention.
That's smart.
Oh, that's smart. Huh. Oh my God, that's so smart. I like that way of doing it because then when you might have just revolutionized my entire working life, and Griswold. Never thought about doing it that way. Yeah, if anyone else has like similar hacks like that, let me know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm trying to do in 2023 is be less distracted. But we'll see how that goes.
I saw someone on TikTok who I don't think they were writing, but I don't remember. They like bought a flip phone, and when they leave the house for a writing session, they put their SIM card in the flip phone instead, so they can only they can like get important messages and whatever. But if you want to like type anything, you gotta like old school type something.
That's so smart. Because you can't,
like,
you just
you can still buy them. It's like people buy them for like their middle schoolers and stuff for the same reason.
Yeah.
Like you have a phone. Good luck.
Yeah. That's so smart because there's always the excuse of like, what if an emergency happens? I need my phone at all times. It's like, well, you have a phone. You just can't go on the internet on it. I need to get my old Motorola back that was like you had to open it with two hands because it was so clunky. And you could barely even text because the buttons were so like stiff and bad. Should have kept it.
I just thought of another movie I watched over break that was really good. I watched Strange World. And
Oh, I want to see
the
it.
new Disney one. It was wonderful.
Oh,
I loved it. It was so great.
I feel like I've seen previews for that.
Yeah, I wondered from the like what little advertising I saw if it wouldn't be like if it was geared more towards older kids and people, but my 4-year-old also really loved it. So but I thought it was fantastic. Definitely recommend.
Ooh, I saw something really ridiculous and amazing over break. It's called Violent Nights. I don't know if anyone's seen the preview for that. So
I heard it's so good.
It's so bad that it becomes good. Like it turns that corner and becomes good again. So I would pitch it as like John Wick meets Santa Claus, basically. And it's the guy that plays the sheriff in Stranger
David
Things.
Harbour.
Yeah, is Santa Claus, and it's basically just like, you know, a really rich family gets broken into over Christmas, and they're it's a little Die Hard too. Yeah, it was ridiculous. He's like shanking people with candy canes and like reaching into his magical toy sack and chucking things at them. Oh, it's so good. It was so stupid. I loved it so much. Yeah.
I in that vein, 2023 things I'm excited about. I'm really excited to see Megan.
Oh my god.
Everyone I know who's seen it has loved it. So
That was the other one we were going to see. It was between Violent Nights and Megan, and it was so close. We decided to see the Christmas one because I'm sure that will be out of theaters sooner. But I kind of want to see the other one too.
I'm really excited by
the dance she does in the corridor.
Yes.
Oh, what? Yeah, I kind of want to see that too.
I heard that it's equal parts horrific, funny, and has a cool message at the end. So,
well, that's what we want: horrific and
that's
funny.
all I want from my horror.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it came out so close to the Chat GTP thing, and then everyone talking about artificial intelligence, I'm like, boy, they had real good timing.
Yeah.
Everyone's freaking out about AI, and then they're like, oh, look, let's release this creepy AI doll that kills people.
I had forgotten that I'd seen The Way of Water over Christmas break.
Oh, how was it?
Definitely had more story than the first one. It was a little on the long side. There's one segment that was like challenging for a lot of the people. Like just it's kind of whale slaughter.
Oh, I heard about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So
interesting.
But beyond that, the visuals were cool. I don't know if it was worth waiting 10 years for, but I didn't hate it.
Do you want to do that 5 more times? Just 50
is there
more
5
years of
more coming out?
I think that's what he said he wanted, or he
I
wanted
think
5
it's
total.
5 total.
This
So
man.
they're scheduled for
So only
every other
30
year
more
from
years.
here. So
Oh.
yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a until we die thing.
It still could be. Like this one was
Probably.
scheduled for many different dates.
It wouldn't surprise me if he just made them until he was dead. Think of the money.
And like it took me a while to get used to watching it because like the frame rate is really fast. So at first it like didn't feel real. It felt like immersive, but like I'm in a video game and I should not be in a video game. So my brain does not know what to do.
Was it the same kind of experience? Like, because I think that's what he keeps trying to recapture, right? Is that like, wow, everything's so cool kind of experience?
Not quite the same. Like there was
Yeah.
like some of the like nature and stuff was crafted for that awe-inspiring, but it wasn't because I saw the first one in theaters a few times because it did have that just like I love glowy light nature. This is amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
not quite that, but more story, still very white saviory.
That's the thing. Like someone was saying, it's just Pocahontas, but the people have blue skin, right? Like
The first one, this
The
one,
first
is like,
one for sure.
yeah, this one's
for the
more
first
like
one.
the family has teenagers now, and it's a whole other thing.
Yeah. I don't know. That was another thing that kept popping up on all the movie theaters, and I was like, nah, I think I'd rather watch Murderous Santa Claus, honestly.
You know what else has like fun bioluminescent weird animation? Parent who has a teenager and is realizing he's more like his father than he thought, maybe. Strange World.
Nice.
Beautiful.
What is Strange World about? Aside from what you just said.
There's this father and son, and they're an exploring duo, but the son is really into botany. And the father ends up just kind of sending the son back home and abandoning him because all he cares about is seeing what's on the other side of the mountains that they're stuck behind. And so the son goes home and uses some of the stuff that he discovered and basically creates this kind of steampunk world with the like electricity plants. And now he's got a son who also kind of wants to be an explorer. And they get some conflict when this plant has started dying for no apparent reason. So now we might have to go explore, maybe find a strange world.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Yeah, that's near the top of my list. I also really want to see Matilda the musical. I've heard very good
Oh
things.
yeah, I've seen that on my TikTok.
Yeah, I keep seeing that suggested on Netflix. I think it's Netflix.
I've seen like some of my like movie people on TikTok being all like, you would not think anything could live up to the like nostalgia of the original, but they're like still really enjoying it. So.
I really liked, like we talked about it, but I'm thinking of doing a rewatch of Wednesday. So I really enjoyed that the first time I watched it.
I still have not watched that one.
Me neither.
What? It was
I
really
haven't been
good.
in a good mood, I don't think.
Yeah.
That was
The
really
holidays
good.
just don't scream melancholy to me.
I mean, everyone is
I watched other horror.
I was gonna say everyone's obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas, so I think people disagree. Also, I don't know if I would call Wednesday melancholy. Parts of it, sure, but parts of it are quite funny.
I also 2023. I'm hoping to also watch Smile. I'm trying to watch more horror.
Oh,
that's
the
coming out.
creepy horror one.
And that one, the commercial gave me a nightmare. So I know
Oh.
the movie would probably freak me out.
I wonder what streaming platform it's on.
I don't
'cause
know.
It came out a little while ago, and I wanted to see it too, but I didn't get to go to the theater.
A lot of the newer horror ones you just have to rent.
Yeah.
Go to streaming.
I still haven't watched Nope. I really want to see Nope.
It's so
It was
good.
good.
It's on a streaming now. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Yeah.
I watched it
Matt
on an
watched it on the airplane on the way back from Tallahassee.
I watched it on the airplane.
It's really good. I love
It was
it.
good.
it's on Peacock, which I don't have.
I have Peacock. Technically, my brother has Peacock.
Share your brother's login.
You know, sharing is caring, and most streaming understands that.
Yeah. Yeah, Smile is on like Paramount Plus. It looks
My
like.
sister has that.
There you go.
You're gonna know somebody that has whatever it is, probably. Yeah, it was a really good movie. I really liked what the twist ended up being. He did a good job with that.
Writing books, things
Yeah.
that are word related.
A huge part of my like goal for this year has been to expand my media. 'Cause I pretty much just like write, read, and watch TV shows. I don't ever really like sit down for a 2-hour movie because obviously watching 8 hours of a TV show is easier than sitting down and watching 2 hours of a movie. So one of my goals this year has been to like actually sit down and enjoy more movies without my phone in my hand. Like,
Yeah, I do that a lot too. Just scrolling through Reddit while I also watch a movie too. Yeah, it's too tempting to do.
We got inspired by Megan and her partner getting a new TV while we were there, and our new TV arrives on Friday, and we're going for like a more immersive
my kid
media
was asking
experience.
me this week if you guys were going to buy a TV. I was like, why would you ask me? And I was like,
He
"No,
knew.
Kelly wants a TV." Yeah.
We're connected.
Psychic.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do that, of like get a good sound bar and like make it more of a theater experience, so I pay more attention.
Nice.
That's a good idea.
I would also really like to do more WordNerd movie nights.
Yes.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
We
really
watched the
fun.
original Willow over the break.
Another
and
movie we watched over the break.
We did. We
much
did that.
fun.
That's right.
It was such a good night and like a
was
fun
fun.
movie that I think I enjoyed more for the like seeing other people be like, oh, this is wacky. But it was a good time.
Yeah, I think too, when we do our little movie nights, it's good to have movies that are a little out there so that there is that opportunity to be like, whoa, and commenting with one another and that. Because like that's what makes it fun, you know? Yeah, that was really fun. I had a really good time. We should do that again very soon. Maybe with a scary movie. That's always fun too. I know Kelly's like, but maybe Megan can do the jump notes or something like we did last time.
Yeah, we watched Hill House together, but I had like notes on my phone of exactly what
Warning.
scary things are gonna
Yeah.
happen.
The jump scares were we're warned. Maybe Megan, if we can watch Smile or something. Is that what it's called?
I bet we could do Nope. There's not a ton of jump scares in Nope.
That's true.
And
If
I've
you
like
watch it.
seen a lot of the scary things with no sound from the
Yeah.
chair beside me. So
Mhm.
I don't know what the plot is, but
It's so good. We should.
It's
I would definitely watch it again. Yeah.
I
It
would
was
love
so
to
good.
watch it again.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, we already know which one we're gonna watch next together. Have you guys started watching the new Willow one then, or not yet?
No, I still need to.
Yeah,
Watched
same.
like 3 or 4 episodes. I don't
I
remember.
watched one.
Mhm. What do you guys like it so far? What did you think?
It's fun.
Like my reaction is more enthusiastic than how Emma made it sound. But I'm enjoying it. I just
Okay.
Misty
I
Kate
don't
is
feel like-
liking Willow as well.
I don't
Okay,
feel like I've
cool.
seen enough of it to really comment yet. And Emma's enthusiasm does not have me excited to continue.
It's
to
not. I feel like it's like one of those like fantasy shows that is just like enjoyable, which like is kind of refreshing to have. It's something that's just like enjoyable. Like it's not like, oh, I have to like really analyze anything. Like it's just these characters going on a quest and it's fun, you know, where I feel like things like House of the Dragon and Rings of Power like are like you have to be much more serious about them.
Right.
You know. And so Willow's just like enjoyable. So it's like not one that I'm like, oh, I'm like Rings of Power I'm very passionate about.
Right. Okay.
But Willow, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying watching it.
I felt like I don't feel like that about many shows, but I felt like way about City of Bones, like when the really like pretty lame version of the TV show came out. I really enjoyed it still. It was like, this is fun. It's not serious. I'm not taking it seriously. It's super dumb, but I'm enjoying it, you know?
I think
There's
part of
no
what makes Willow that way is that like there's so much less lore. Where like the Game of Thrones world and the Tolkien world like both have so much lore behind them. And so much world building. Where like Willow is just a movie George Lucas made. George Lucas and Ron Howard made.
So you don't have to pay as much attention, I guess. Like
yeah, it's not based on any books or any video games or anything. Like they just made up the world they wanted to make up.
I guess
I was just thinking Aragon is getting a TV show.
Oh, really?
And it's going to be Disney Plus as well. So I'm like, oh, will it be kind of like a similar, but that does have books to pull from. So
are we talking about Aragon with like the one with the dragon on the front? They made the really terrible movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because Disney Plus is also doing a Percy Jackson series. So I feel like they're just out to like fix all of the
try to fix all the
bad adaptations.
Wasn't Disney one of the ones that made the bad Percy Jackson stuff in the first place, or no? No. Okay. Because there was two.
They did the first couple of Narnia movies.
Okay.
I loved all the Narnia movies. So
I enjoyed the
more
Narnia.
of them.
Yeah.
I had seen that there was something in development. They were going to go to like, they weren't going to start over. They were going to start at like whatever the first book actually is, or what is the first chronologically. So like it doesn't have the Pevensey kids, and it doesn't ruin the like, we can still exist with the existing movies and go back to that world, which I would be excited for.
Because I thought the Pevensey kids were just like so perfectly cast that like I wouldn't want to see them done again purely for that reason. Like, could you choose another group of 4 kids so perfect for those characters?
Yeah. Joe Catherine said it's an Avatar Airbender, not Blue People, getting a live action TV series. And I believe that is also true. I feel like I'd seen something about like it wasn't going well in development or something.
Oh no, because the movie was friggin' tragic.
Oh,
so
awful.
Hopefully maybe they're trying to redeem that as well.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
But I feel like they'd lost
I just feel like the show
director or
is so
showrunner or
good.
something.
Why do you need it to be live action? I get
That's true.
different things are always fun, but
I think it's one of those types of stories that's hard to make into live action.
yeah,
It's hard to do with special effects the same things you can do with animation and like capture the same like.
It was also the choice of casting in the Avatar movie.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Because I wouldn't mind more of that world with a little less of the like silly Aang. This TV show is for 8-year-olds. Like give me like this TV show is for 12-year-olds.
That's why I've never been able to get into the animated series.
I can't get. I got through 5. How many seasons are there? I can't remember.
3.
Okay, I got through the first 5 or 6 of season 1. I might have even made it to the first one of season 2. I can't remember, but I did eventually drop off from watching it because same Emma. I think it was like, okay, I need to take a break from it, and then I just never got back to it.
You should try like Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Which one's Legend of Korra?
It's like the sequel. The
Yeah.
next
Oh,
Avatar.
okay.
But the characters are a little older.
Okay.
And for the original show, I like it. My favorite character comes in season 2, I think. And after that is when when I rewatch, I'm like trying to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew said I was 8 when it came out, so I'm obsessed.
Fair.
That is perfect.
Makes sense.
All right, maybe I'll have to watch Legend of Korra.
I really
loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun world.
I felt the same way about the Percy Jackson books. I
have never been able to finish.
Yeah, well,
unfortunately,
I was just the wrong age for them. Yeah.
I
wish I'd been the right age because I would love to be a Percy Jackson stan instead of what I was.
Yeah, a genuinely written whatever age Percy Jackson was. The voice sounded exactly like that, and that was not an age of human I wanted to hang out with.
Yeah,
well, exactly. And I can when I I got through the first book because I listened to the audiobook, and it was still a bit much, but it wasn't as much. I haven't continued with the book series, but I can tell how addictive it is. Like I can tell it has all the qualities of a great children's book. I can see why it's so popular. I want to continue reading the whole series so that I can learn more about it and be like, this is what kids love, and I understand why they love it. I'd love to put some of that into my writing as well, but it is hard to get through.
Yeah. I ended up listening to the whole series as audiobooks.
Yeah,
it
I might try that again.
I should try that.
And I definitely think the second series is easier as an adult to read because it's in third person. Like the original series is in first person, so it's like Percy's 12-year-old voice.
Yes, yeah, that was the issue.
Yeah, and
the second series
would be better.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot more YA, the second series, and it's in third person, and you have multiple characters it follows, so you're not just with Percy all the time.
Right. Okay. I could probably do that.
I do. Before we got started, I looked up some books to refresh my memory, and I do have some books that are coming out this year that I'm really excited for. So the first one that's on my list is She Is a Haunting.
I love the title.
Put the cover or put the Goodreads link in the chat. The cover is incredible. I saw it on my Twitter when they first released the cover. It's a haunted house. I'm so excited. So yeah, that's my most anticipated for the new year.
It's a great title.
And it comes out in February. They're not making you wait for the spooky book.
So how long between the two was it? Do you know? Is the publication schedule different?
No, I think she just means the first one's it's coming out soon.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying there was only 5 months or something between the first book and the second book or something.
Oh no, I think it's just one book.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I actually did read a second book over the break, now that I'm remembering. Apparently I've blocked out a lot of the break. So I read From Blood and Ash. It was my first Jennifer L. Armentrout book. I did like it. I bought the second one, and she has one about ghosts, a woman who can see ghosts. So I bought that one as well over the break because I'm trying to read everything. Oh, and I think Megan, you were the one that suggested I read the second book in the what is it? Flame in the Darkness or something. I can't remember what it's called. Ember in the Ashes. My brain is forgetting. Yeah. So the second book of Ember in the Ashes, you were saying, I think, has a bunch of ghost stuff in it. So I bought that one.
I might have said that, but I don't remember.
It was either you or Rachel. Sorry.
It might have been Rachel.
It might have been Rachel. It's been a long time since I read the second Ember in the Ashes book.
Well, one of the word nerds told me it had ghosts in it. So I picked it up because I'm still trying to write the ghost story. And then I also had a very weird experience where 2 books just showed up at my door. I did not order them. They came from Indigo in a package. I don't know whose books they are because I don't really read. I think they're both like mass market paperback thrillers. So I still have to like email Indigo, I guess, and be like, I don't know whose these are. Would you like them back? But I was also like, should I read them first? I kind of want to read them first. So that was weird. Misty Kate asked, Megan, did you read the new Fourth Well Met?
No, I haven't. I didn't realize that was out. Books in that series always sneak up on me, and it's like, oh, when did that one come out? So I need to read it.
I don't think I ever read the third one next to me. Just go back and down.
I liked it okay.
I remember you saying that, and it's part of why I hadn't gotten around to it yet.
Bad year for me reading thirds in romance trilogies that I've been really enjoying.
I checked my Goodreads TBR, and I only have 3 2023 books listed on it. So I used to be so up on what was coming out soon.
I know. I don't know what's coming out at all next year.
Yeah.
No
And they're
clue.
all like existing authors, like new series that I'm excited for, kind of thing, like not other
What
new stuff.
are they?
It's the first Skybriar book by Talia Hibbert, the like spin-off
yeah.
from the Brown sisters. I'm really excited. It still just says 2023, so who knows.
She's also got Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute coming
Yeah,
out.
YA.
First YA.
And then Hafsa Faisal's new book, A Tempest of Tea.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
And then the first Threads of Power book is supposed to come out in October, apparently. So we shall see.
I'm also excited for The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, Roshni Chokshi. I think there's a new Emily Henry one coming out as well.
Hello.
Des. We're talking about books coming out this year.
Nice.
The Tempest of Tea is the third in the series?
No, it's a new series.
It's a new series. Okay. Oh, yes. She is a automatic buy for me.
It's King Arthur meets Peaky Blinders with vampires is the description.
Oh, dang.
Oh, there's like a Western vampire book coming out too that I'm excited about.
Well, lots of vampires.
I'm gonna find it. It might be Sylvia Moreno. No, who is it?
Just look up Western vampires. Actually, there might be a lot of
Western vampires.
But it's on the Mexican border during the war.
Vampires is definitely making a comeback in general. It seems like it's going to be an extended thing too. Like I don't think it's going to be another flash in the pan thing and no one wants it again. It seems like it's going to be longer.
I don't think there's much anymore that is like people are going in really, really hard on it. Things need to recover a bit more.
But which is why I'm saying like it could be like a gentler peak. You know what I mean? Like we're not totally saying no, don't ever send me anything vampires anymore.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Because that seems to be publishing's issue is they go really, really hard on something and then everyone sticks to the teeth of it for a while. And then they go really, really hard on something and then repeat.
Oh, it's Isabel Cañas, author of The Hacienda. That's why she pitched her first book as fans of Sylvia Moreno Garcia's book. Anyway, it's Vampires of El Norte.
Ooh.
Okay, say Sylvia what?
Isabel pitched her first book, The Hacienda, for fans of Sylvia Moreno Garcia's book.
Okay. I was like, what does Sylvia Moreno Garcia write? Because that's super familiar.
Mexican Gothic.
Oh, yes. That's why then.
Also, The Daughter of Dr. Moreau, which is one that I want to read.
That is so familiar. I wonder if I read that at one point.
There was a different book a long, long time ago called The Madman's Daughter that I think we all read. Yeah.
Because did it involve the doctor as well? Yeah,
I think
okay, that's
so. I
why.
think it's like a mystery plot. But
Yeah,
look at
they were
this
on
cover.
they were on the island. Yeah, vaguely remember it. Ooh. Whoops, that's my bad.
That's the Goodreads link for anyone watching after the fact.
I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, I put it in the private chat too because I was like, wait, I don't know if anyone can actually click those.
Yeah.
I think I clicked on it and then made it pinned or something accidentally. Ooh, I like the cover.
I love the cover.
Supernatural Western. Ooh.
Yeah, that one doesn't come out till the end of August, but I'm really excited for it.
I need to find a new like Goodreads type of thing because I don't like Goodreads, but I want to find Storygraph. Okay.
It'll even import your Goodreads library.
Ooh.
With varying results, I think,
cool.
based on.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I tried it a while back and it worked for me.
Made a huge mess for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Do they have an app? Do you know? Because that's what I needed. Is when I'm at the bookstore and
I
I'm
don't
like
know.
desperately scrolling my
I feel
phone.
like they do, but I don't actually. I could be lying. Don't take my word for it. I'm just making things up.
Okay.
He's a pathological liar.
I love to lie.
How could you?
The story. Yeah, there's an app.
Nice. Because yeah, it's usually when I get to the bookstore and I'm looking at the shelves and panicking because I don't remember any of the titles that I showed up to get, you know. Oh yeah, Des, how did your break go? We all talked about our break and what we kind of like read and or consumed / watched on the break.
It was good. I didn't read anything at all.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I read a little bit of the book Tiny Habits. I've read it before, so I was like refreshing myself for the new year, trying to trick myself into thinking I'm gonna have good habits this year. But you know, it's actually pretty helpful. But other than that, like consumed media wise, I watched Kaleidoscope on New Year's Day. That
How was
really
it?
good. I recommend that. I recommend it for everybody because it can be watched in any order.
Yeah,
I find
I
that
want to try it out just for
fascinating.
that. Like, yeah, it's like a heist
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's a heist. It's
And
really
there's
well done.
however many
too.
episodes, and the first thing I saw about it on TikTok was someone who accidentally watched the one you're supposed to watch at the end second because I thought you could actually watch it in any order. So I feel like
You
White you
can.
have to do last.
It's heist. Yeah, the heist. It's White. I didn't watch that one last. I watched that one third to last.
Huh.
Because I
The
wanted
person
to
I saw
watch
was pissed
the-
and felt like way too much was revealed in the last one. And in that one, that
I guess second would. Yeah, there's like the most emotional like highs and lows in that episode, which is why they recommend it last. But I know people who have watched it in reverse chronological order and liked it. So
I hope it's something I love because it sounds like it'll be cool to like re-explore in different orders.
definitely.
I'm looking at it now. Maybe this is what I'll watch this week.
I highly recommend it. I really, really liked it. Each episode is like solid on its own, which is like really rare in shows these days. Like each episode is like solidly its own like self-contained point in the story, which is why you're able to watch it in any order, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
I was just looking up Tiny Habits. Des, have you found it helped you at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had the Atomic Habits book, which reminds me of, and they keep getting recommended together. But like I found Atomic Habits almost too like the prose was too dense. You know what I mean? You really had to concentrate. Is Tiny Habits the same, or is it kind of more simple? Okay.
It's so simple. It's great. I love it. Like it's really nice, and like it like helps you build habits in like really weird ways, which I think is helpful for my brain. So like one of the things it talks about is like you want to have something that precedes your habit every single time. So you can pick what that is. some people, like he gave the example of like someone who does like 10 jumping jacks while your coffee is pouring. Like saying you're gonna exercise every day is like a lofty habit to obtain. But like
Right.
if you do something tiny like that, you can do, that it's easier to obtain.
Right.
So,
It's also like, I don't
Cool.
remember, is it called like habit pairing or something?
Habit
I just heard that term.
stacking.
Yeah, habit stacking. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atomic Habits talks about that too, but that was one of the only things I retained from that book. So I would love a sort of a simpler version of that, because I think like the science is all there, but in Atomic Habits it's very science-y the way he writes it, and I'm just like, I can't retain this. Like my ADHD brain is like, well, we've read half a chapter and I'm bored now, can we move on, please?
Yeah, I didn't like Atomic Habits. I didn't get into it at all.
Okay.
And like,
Okay.
I just so happened to find Tiny Habits at like Mall of America when I went like
cool.
a couple months ago, in the Barnes and Noble. So I grabbed it and read it on the plane.
Nice.
And then I read it on the plane again when I was going to Vegas over the break. And I was like, yeah, I can try to do some of these in my day-to-day life. We'll see. We'll see how that happens.
I have so many credits on Audible. I'm gonna buy it right now. Let's see.
I think I'm gonna try to use that habit pairing to catch Megan on our race to Mordor. Anytime my kettle is going or something.
March around the kitchen.
Yeah.
To Mordor.
For Frodo.
How long will it take before your whole family is just like sick of you pacing around the house?
Give everyone else a nervous breakdown.
We had a hardcore Fitbit summer at our house. And it was like me and my sister. I don't even think she lived here at the time, but like a bunch of our friends were all doing the like everyone gets together in a challenge thing. And so anytime your Fitbit goes off at the hour, be like, you haven't done the 250 steps. Anyone's just like walking around in this circle.
Telling me that. I was like, you gotta stop. I'm working.
Yeah, I hated that. It made me want to smash my Fitbit, so I had to turn it off. Because yeah, it's like, have you moved in an hour? It's like, no.
See,
I
find it more
It's
often
working.
than not. It doesn't catch me working. It catches me doing something else, and like I get up, walk, and then could reset to work. Of like, oh, I'm not doing anything worthwhile. I might as well get however many steps are left, and then I'll make a new attempt.
I actually had to turn off a bunch of stuff on my Fitbit because not only did it vibrate me all the time because it was trying to pair to my phone, it was driving me insane. And then also one time I'm just sitting there watching TV and it's like, your heart rate is erratic. And I was like, what? Like, I'm like, well, now it's erratic because I'm freaking out.
Yeah, I live in fear of the day it tells me that.
No, after that, I was like, no, you're gone. Goodbye. I don't need a panic attack on my wrist just waiting to happen. Forget it. Okay, I've just downloaded Tiny Habits. I'm excited.
Yay!
And where is it? Was it Joe Catherine who said they just got it from the library too?
I'm checking my library for it because I'm currently on my script hiatus. I'm just trying to adjust library.
Oh, it's Ed Griswold's just borrow Tiny Habits from the library. The author's going to be like, why is this a spike in my book? It's all Des.
Us. Des and the 10, 11, 12, all 13 Des's acolytes.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting. And Griswold says, I agree. Habit stacking was the one good thing I got from Atomic Habits. It's funny that that's what we retained. The one thing we retained. The only good piece of advice from there.
Oh, I'm looking up 2023 movies. The Barbie movie. I'm excited for
Barbie
Barbie.
movie.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait. I wanted to go see Megan.
Yes, we were talking about that one.
I've been dying to
creepy.
see it. Like ever since I saw the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, this is like the perfect, like right up my alley kind of horror.
Yeah,
Very
I'm gonna sneak away after my child goes to bed one night this week and go see it. I couldn't do it on a weekend because my anxiety's too bad, but I could do it on a weekday night.
I was also saying, Des, before I got on, that I saw, have you seen previews for oh shit, my brain has deleted it. The Murdery Santa Claus one.
Violent Night.
Oh,
Violet
Violent
Nights.
Night.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just saw that last night. Completely ridiculous, but very good. Like John Wick meets Santa Claus.
It looks like I'll like stream it when it's on streaming services. I think it's
Yeah.
coming to HBO.
I
Yeah.
think it's on there now.
Okay.
I think I saw it.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
has to be a really good movie to get me to leave my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
that's
really
fair.
good.
Yeah.
I'll leave my house for Megan. Like I might go see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like maybe some night I'll go like a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
I banked some extra time because I thought I was going to have to be in jury duty. So I was
yeah.
working extra hours because the way my contract works, they don't give me time off for that. So I was going to have to make them all up. I think I have about the runtime of Megan banked.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to see that. We're getting another babysitter 2 weeks from now. So hopefully it's still in theaters. Movie night's very far and few between.
Things go out of theaters so fast. now.
I
Oh
know.
my gosh, so fast.
Glass Onion was in theaters for like 2 days. It felt
That-
They
like.
yeah,
had
that
a
one was a-
special limited.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I know.
I wanted to go
Yeah,
see it.
It was Netflix. They only put it in theaters for however much time they needed to qualify for awards. Like,
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It
If
was
it
a
had been in there
projector.
one more day, I would have gone and seen it. 'cause
Yes,
Chloe was in
I would've
town and could
yeah.
have watched my child.
So annoying. I really wanted to see it in theaters. Oh well. Netflix.
This year the D&D movie is coming out this year too.
Yes.
Oh
So
yeah.
excited. I'm so excited.
That one does.
I have
look
no
really
idea what
good.
to expect from it. Like I've seen the trailer, but like I don't know,
Mhm.
just like I'm
I think
curious
I
to
know
see how they
just
pull it all off.
enough about D&D to be able to enjoy it. I don't know too much
Yeah.
about D&D, but I know enough to know the
Yes.
references.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if it's good.
It looks the right
looks so
amount of like
fun.
satirical and
Yeah.
like yes.
And I feel like
Yeah.
that's what a D&D movie has to be. Like it can't
Yeah.
be
Oh,
too
It
serious.
has to be
definitely.
ridiculous.
It can't take
I feel like-
itself seriously.
Anybody who's ever played D&D knows that you cannot take it seriously like that.
Mhm.
Like no.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It has to
exactly.
be. So much fun. So funny.
Hmm.
Oh, we've got the new Little Mermaid this year. I'm
Oh,
excited.
yeah.
It's
Yes.
my favorite movie as a kid. So
See, I've always hated The Little Mermaid, but like now I love it. So I guess I'll go see it. I always made me mad because I was like, she's literally changing everything about herself.
Oh.
Boy, this is
all I
stupid.
cared about as a child was that she had red hair. So
You know what? I understand. I get it.
that was my only bar. I was like, this one has red hair. Okay. And I stand by it. It's cinema.
It's true though when you think about. Although it's a very Disney message, right? Like give up your whole everything.
Disney.
marry
All
a
their
character.
new
It's
stuff.
really turned it
Oh
around.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Now they have.
Yeah, anything
Before
from
it
like
was,
the last 10 years has been pretty solid.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I remember talking about it at Emma's house of like how many of them have even like had love interests of the last stretch
Mm.
of so they're doing pretty okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they're doing good now. Took them a while, but they're
Oh yeah.
slowly
we
getting
got there
there.
in the end.
Slowly. I mean, we have yet to see. Do we have yet to see an actual gay character? Like,
Strange World.
Yeah, Strange
is it
World.
is it Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now
The
we have.
character has a crush. The crush is brought up several times throughout the film.
Yeah.
He's a teenager.
like, yeah,
so,
It's not like a main plot, but they're never the main plot of those stories. So it's not
yeah.
really-
That's true. I'll have
I
to
wonder
watch
if that didn't go. Did that go to theater at all?
It did.
but
Yeah.
It
the
did.
marketing team kind of tried to nerf it.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a lot about
But now
that.
people are discovering it and being like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
It always just makes me wonder because like they either seem to do it where it's such a side plot that you could kind of ignore it, or in certain countries' cases just like cut out those parts.
Yeah. I can't speak
or-
to whether they did
Yeah.
that, but you would be cutting several scenes.
Mhm. Interesting.
So I'm sure they could still do it because money.
Yes,
You know how they do it. But I will say the version I watched, it was very much a part of the teenagers' concerns and life was this
Well, that's
crush.
good. Hopefully
So,
they can. Hopefully they continue with that kind of thing.
yeah.
We'll get there in the end.
Yeah, and I remembered seeing people on Twitter being like, "Oh, it wasn't that good. It was Disney doing a Disney again." But then I watched it and I was kind of surprised because my expectations from the way people talked about it were that it was going to be like just the one scene at the beginning or something, and then it would never be brought up again, and that wasn't the case. So
Yeah,
it was fun.
that's good.
It's like the opposite of like everyone on Twitter who like based on like all of the like social media like buzz like thought that Wednesday was gay.
Oh, yeah, of
tweets of
course.
people being like, I thought this was queer and I watched it and it was very straight.
That's because people immediately ship the two of them.
Mhm.
And then talk like for some reason people shippers I guess have the habit of talking about things as if it's canon.
Oh yeah.
But you're gonna confuse the crap out of people.
Mhm.
Joe
You can make
Catherine
some very
says,
convincing. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, Joe Catherine said, I remember when Paranormans, my boyfriend line at the end was such a big deal, was so big. I was like in the height of like starting in like my queerdom when that movie came out. I was like secretary of my high school's GSA. Like me and was like a couple other GSA kids actually went to go see that. And we died at that line. We felt so seen. It was amazing.
Like, wow, representation.
That one line.
That one line in the whole movie. Like that hands down, I think made that movie one of like my favorite movies of all time. Not just because of that line. The movie's great, but I definitely think that line had something to do with it.
Mhm. The bar is low, but we'll take it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh man. That is one of the reasons I'm rewatching Z Nation. I will freely admit that because there's apparently a queer character in season 5. I think there's queer characters in some of the other seasons too, but there's another one in 5 who I think I sent you guys like a really shouty message about the actress because she looks exactly who I would picture playing
Yes.
Gideon in Gideon the Knight. Okay, now I have to look it up. I was stalking her a while ago. Where is it? Katie McDonald. Let's see. Is it? Katie O'Brien. So close. Yeah. If you look up Katie O'Brien from Z Nation, she is who I can picture playing Gideon the Ninth if they made a Gideon the Ninth movie.
They would have to make that shit a TV series. There's no way you could turn that book into just a movie.
I don't know. I can't even picture them doing justice like in a TV series. That was so.
I just can't fathom how you can understand what's going on there enough to make it a TV series.
They would have to like really. It would be long, and then they would. I don't know how you do like the bone constructs and stuff. To be honest, like the giant bone monster and stuff.
You could.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Could
the
you
special
tag that?
effects. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
the
guess
plot.
so.
I didn't see Dune, but I heard they did some cool stuff in there.
Interesting. I would just do terrible things for a TV show. I really would. Yeah, and Griswold says just Googled her, and yes, 100%. Yes, she's very Gideon.
All right, so we're about at an hour. How are we feeling about a write-in for next week?
Spectacular.
And then in post chat
good.
next week, we can figure out a bunch of other chats. I don't have the headspace for it.
I
today.
think we did figure out a bunch of chats, didn't we?
Did we?
I think we did. I think it's in there somewhere. I remember
Yeah,
coming up
yeah,
with
it
some
is.
ideas.
In the Slack.
I think so.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
I feel
remember
like you
reading
sent a
bunch of
thing.
ideas.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a couple in there. I don't think it was a bunch.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think there were a couple blank weeks next week and the week after.
Okay. All right. So right in next week. Sounds
Yes.
good. All right.
Ready
Awesome.
next week.
All right. And anyone in the comments, if you ever have suggestions for what you would like to see for a live chat, we are always completely open to hearing what you're into. So thank you for everyone for coming. We will see you next week for a write-in, same time, same place. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.